true. Yes, I know. But in what I'm trying to say, yes, good point. What I'm trying to say is that the problem with the countries that, or the leadership of the media that is trying to misrepresent China or even fabricate lies about it, is that they assume that China is the same as they are.
China would do the same.
Would do the same,
Yeah.
that's right, and
Yeah.
seek whatever, world domination, hegemony, and so on and so forth. And for those, either they understand but don't want to admit it, or they simply don't understand that there's a different, very different way of approaching engagements with the world.
Yeah.
One example is that some people talk about a new Cold War.
Yes.
But you need two
To
play the game.
okay.
And if you have one who wants to foster a Cold War, but the other side is simply not playing the game.
You don't think China is...
It's not playing the game.
Why not? Why do you not think so?
Well, in response, for example, to US sanctions, what does China do? It opens up further. And instead of engaging in bloc mentality, the Belt and Road includes more and more countries around the world in an inclusive approach to work with them.
But you see, the argument among many in the Western countries now is China is trying to build its sphere of influence so that it has many brothers and sisters and allies in disguise so that it will take over the world, or the Chinese model may take over the world. And you don't think that is China's intention?
Absolutely not.
From the cultural perspective, why do you think it is? Or maybe the traditional culture has changed, you know, over the past 40 years with the onslaught of Western ideas, Western notions?
That it could be, but I don't think that's the case. There's another factor that's actually very, very important here, and this resonates with many countries around the world, and it's China's experience during the Century of Humiliation, so from roughly the Opium Wars in the 1850s to 1949, is semi-colonialism, invasion by imperialist powers, and really ground into the dust. And so the principle arose of mutual non-interference, or if you like, the negative is not seeking hegemony, not seeking to dominate. And this is a fundamental principle when engaging with other countries. And which countries recognise that principle? Countries that have been colonised in the past by Western imperial powers, because they have exactly the same approach. We don't want you to tell us what to do, and we won't tell you what you should do. And it's that experience where you find, and if you think about all the countries in the world that have been colonised, it's the majority. It's the majority. So in a sense, it's quite clear, and it's been emphasised right through and again recently by the Foreign Minister, that China's relationship with developing countries, or the global south, if we want to use those terms, is always much closer because it comes out of a common experience, a common historical experience.
To have been colonized,
exactly.
To have been near being dismembered at a certain point.
Yeah.